Well, good afternoon again. Keep saying worse the week's going by, but there we are. As long as we're all right, as long as you're all right, and you can say a lot of visitors down. Of course, we got to wear a mask from today when the shops know, but we've been wearing ours for weeks. We just think, well, try and protect others really, but let's hope the darn thing is all sorted out. We go back to a bit of a normal life. But just keep being positive, it'll be all right. Now, this year one, I got a couple of poems today by David Prowse. This one's Molly's Bloomin' All Day. I see you've been on holiday, said Mrs. Daisy Bland. That's right, my love, said Molly, quite appropriately tanned. I've never been abroad before, but when you're getting on, you're best to take the chance before the bloomin' chance is gone. And how was Spain? Asked Daisy, through her patronising lips, for she'd always thought it common with its lager and its chips. Oh, bloomin' hot, said Molly, and nice enough, although it's not a place where decent single woman ought to go. You see, I'm no oil paintin', here Daisy Bland agreed, but some of they there foreigners are amorous indeed. They look you up and down, and without the slightest into shame, for a girl to keep her distance is a proper bloomin' game. They want to take 'ee dancin', and they'll offer 'ee a drink, and then their bloomin' hands is everywhere. You can't afford to blink. And when you thank them nicely for the lovely time you had, they sing outside your winder till it's driving 'ee bloomin' mad. I tell 'ee, Mrs. Bland, my love, you're better off home. In Causeway Head or down the prom, they'll leave 'ee well alone. See, we can be respectable and ask for nothing more. We don't want bloomin' men forever knocking on our door. Well, see again, my handsome, gotta pop and get some wool. So many bloomin' visitors, I bet the shops are full. And down the road she toddled in a rusket Cornish way, content to cloak her mischief neath a simpleton's display. That ought to get her going, she was thinking as she waved, then looked back down the street to see how Mrs. Bland behaved. A furtive look around her, like a convict on the run, then in the travel agents, like a bullet from a gun. Another Willis one's called Dolly's Pineapple Sponge. Now, dear Aunt Dolly was a cook. That was the worst. She couldn't boil water without burning it first. But all Uncle Courtney, in fear for his life, would always heap generous praise on his wife. Neath her challenging posture, like a pupil at school, he'd swallow her cinders and smile like a fool, with a dear that was lovely or a gratified look, till she truly believed in her powers as a cook. And even old Courtney had to venture surprise and allow one small glimmer of doubt in his eyes when Dolly announced that there's shows coming up. With my pineapple sponge I shall bring back the cup. What show's that, my dearest? Royal Cornwall, of course. He gulped on his chicken, which he sware was a horse, and considered how fate offered cruel reverse, which could take you from rotten to something much worse. While the rest of us shuddered when told of her plan, we'd suffered her gourmet delights at first hand. I wouldn't describe them as basic, just crude, to judge by the taste and the pain that ensued. When we saw what she'd made, all our fears were confirmed. Not recognised shape could be clearly discerned. It was more like a collection of dollops and lumps, encrusted with cherries and pineapple chunks. But Courtney said handsome, so off they went to pack, then squeezed in their pickup with a sponge in the back. We didn't know whether to laugh or to cry, as we nudged and we winked and we waved them goodbye. It was late in the evening before they come home, with smiles on their faces like Darby and Joan, when Dolly stepped out in the gathering mist, a certificate waved from her plump little fist. As Courtney stood grinning, Dolly preened like a swan, then read from the scroll which was printed thereon. First class commendation, Mrs. Dorothy Blake, for her highly original upside down cake. Thank you very much.